Hello there. So I thought that I would make a video showing how I learned how to get my back handspring. I'm 27 years old and I started tumbling last year when I was 26. I had always wanted to be able to do a back handspring, back walkover, back flips, you name it. I'd always wanted to be able to do it, and I thought I was too old to start. However, I'm not, and neither are you, especially if you're an adult and you want to get into tumbling. It is not too late to learn. This isn't really a tutorial video. I'm just here to show you what helped me get over the fear, because I was absolutely petrified, and I still get petrified of doing backward skills and sometimes even forward skills. But practicing and learning how to be safe while practicing has really helped me. So I'm just going to show what helped me get it, and I hope that some of these things help you. Be sure to comment and let me know what you think. So I'm going to get started. Whenever I watch tutorial videos, the person giving the instruction always spends about 10 minutes explaining how to stretch. I'm not going to do that because I'm sure that you've already stretched and you know you need to stretch your wrists, your ankles, your back, etc. So I thought that in order to be able to do a back handspring, I was going to have a really great back walkover, a back limber, etc. These are things that I'm not great at due to flexibility. I can do them better when I'm really warmed up. But I'll just show you what it looks like when I fall into a back bend. The reason I bring this up is because if you can already fall into a back bend and land on your hands, you know, from a standing position, you're already halfway to the back handspring. Now, the back handspring, you know, you've got to jump. So it's not really the same thing in that respect, but just that same motion of going straight backward. If you can already do that, really you're halfway there. So I'm going to show you what it looks like when I do it. So that this video doesn't turn into 20 minutes of me rambling, I'm going to get right to it. So, if the problem is that you are scared to jump backwards, I have a couple things that might help. I did first try a back handspring with a spotter on a trampoline, and I was able to practice on a trampoline pretty consistently until I had to take mine down. From there, I went on to practicing on a mattress, which was a little bit harder, and then I eventually started practicing on the ground. I had a really hard time transitioning from the mattress to the ground. Believe it or not, the mattress gives so much bounce and spring, it made it so much easier. But the main thing was that I was terrified to do it on the ground. And I tried, and my wrists were hurting, my hands were hurting, I did fall on my head. And knowing what I know now, I wish that I would have had this trick before I started doing it on the ground without enough cushion. So, if you're scared that you are going to hit your head, I suggest actually hitting your head, and I'll show you what I mean. I'm just going to go grab a few things. So, I have here several cushiony, squishy, foamy mats and some blankets and some pillows. These are all things you can get for free, or you can find them at a thrift store, a yard sale. Basically everything here was free or yard sale. I did buy this panel mat online eventually, but I did not have this when I first started learning back handsprings. So, if you do not have the luxury of being able to go to the gym, if you do not have an old mattress in your yard, if you don't have the space, I suggest you use things like this. I have some foam, a blanket, an old pillow, and what I'm going to do is make a mound to jump over. And I'm actually going to hit my head on it. And you'll see what I mean when I go for this. Now, I'm assuming that you've already watched tutorials, you already sort of know what to do, you may know the motion already, but you just can't get over that fear of jumping backward and going for it. So this is what helps me when I get mental blocks. So I'm going to make a mound. I've got blankets, cushions, pillows. This here is a memory foam mattress topper stuck inside a futon cover. And I mean, I could fall on my head on this and it would not hurt. See? I'm fine. And this mound may actually not be tall enough, but we can give it a shot. I'm just going to put this here so I can show you what it would be like to start from a raised surface. So you can use old pillows, anything you've got lying around, just to make a really squishy cushion for yourself. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the regular sit back motion. Some things that help me so that I wasn't jumping maybe too far up or jumping really funny was I know that you know how to sit in a chair and look for the ground. Main thing for me is looking for the ground. I tell you what, if I'm looking off in another direction, that's when I go sideways and that's when I hurt myself. I've got to go straight back and look for the ground. And even if I do go sideways sometimes, it's okay. The main thing is that you just go for it. So I'm going to go for it here and I will show you what happens. So arms up, back, over. Now I actually did not hit my head because I jumped high enough. But if I were to hit my head, this might be what would happen. Arms up, back. Oh, look. Oh, I hit my head. But you know what? It didn't hurt. So now if you're getting to this point where you're finally committing, you're finally going backward, maybe you're hitting your head, maybe your form isn't great, you're bending your legs, it doesn't matter. The point is that you're going for it, and the form can be cleaned up later. From here, what I would suggest, I took away my little platform mat, and now I'll just be starting from this. And what I'm going to try to do, I'm going to try to jump over it to make my back handspring a little bit longer. I don't know if I'm going to make it over, but I'm going to try. What I like to think of this as is one of those boulders at the gym. It sort of simulates that, keeps me safe. So yeah, I'm going to try to jump over it. So I didn't hit my head, I didn't make it all the way over, but it gives you sort of an idea. Try it again. So, as you can see, this is way harder than if I were on the ground. If I were on the ground, I wouldn't have to work so hard to get my arms straight, because I'd have a lot more time. So I took away some of the pillows and blankets, and I've just left with this foam, and I'm going to put this over the top of it still, just to be safe. Because safety first. You get hurt, then, you know, it's really hard to get over the mental blocks if you do hurt yourself. So this is still really, really nice and squishy. And it's actually going to be a lot easier to do my back handspring now because I don't have to jump up so far to get my arm straight. As far as pointers for form, my form still isn't perfect. This is still daily ups and downs for me, but I just think that they're so much fun. What I like to envision is myself jumping back and just sticking a handstand. I know that I can do a handstand. I feel confident that my arms are going to support me. So if I just visualize, I'm not jumping back to my death. I'm just gonna jump back and stick a handstand. And, body takes care of the rest. So if you're struggling with bent arms or bent legs or anything like that, don't stress on it so much. The more confident you become, the better the form gets. That's just the way it was for me. When I first started training these on the ground, my form was really, really bad, and I didn't know what to do about it, but what I discovered is it wasn't really a lack of strength or flexibility. I was just still really scared. So I still use a bunch of these mats when I'm doing my back handsprings and practicing, especially round-off back handsprings, because I don't want to get hurt. I want to be confident, and then that's when the skill looks a lot more beautiful. So that's just what's worked for me so far. So I'm going to show you what it looks like here when I just jump back onto this. Keep hitting my foot on the tree. So I lifted up my platform, again, just to show you what it might look like if you were starting from a more elevated surface. If you're having trouble really feeling the power jumping up onto something like this still, you can always raise the surface you're taking off from. So here it goes. So this is from a slightly different angle. A big problem I had when I was starting out doing back handsprings on the trampoline was that I was going crooked. And so sometimes watching myself from this angle really helps. I have straightened them out a lot, but that's mostly just personally been from increased confidence. And sometimes I still go a little bit crooked if my timing isn't right, but that's okay. I just strive for progress, and I'm just always happy when I go for it. So here is a little bit of a different angle. Still got all my pads here. If I didn't have so many pads, I would probably be using my tiger paws, which I highly recommend if any of you are having wrist trouble with this. When I have enough padding, my wrists don't hurt, but if I was doing it just on this surface, I would need my tiger paws for sure. So here is the back handspring from a different angle. Okay, there we go. And I'm still jumping up onto these mats a lot. So I think what I'm going to do is take away a little bit here. I do a lot of arm swinging. It's sort of a nervous habit, but hey, you know what? Whatever works, right? So I'm going to attempt a round-off back handspring. This one gave me more grief than the standing back handspring ever did, but slowly I'm getting through it. So let's see if I can do one here. Yes. If I ever have any trouble with this, I go back to the super duper mat stacking method. I did put another cushion in here just for the round off back handspring. It eases my mind a little bit. My form isn't perfect, but for me the main thing is that I'm going for it because I can always work on the form later. Hello there. Okay, so to wrap this up, I really hope this video helped you. I did not give a lot of pointers about technique and form and things like that because I'm assuming that you have already watched several YouTube tutorials about form and technique on how to do a back handspring. This video is mainly about getting over fear. So I hope that some of this helps you if you're afraid to just go for it. I know when I started, I would stand there and I knew my body could do it, but my legs would just not jump back. They just wouldn't do it and I would bail out. So having enough cushion really helps me. And if I'm trying a new skill, I use the cushion technique for everything. It's beautiful. And then what's awesome is that I know that once I remove the cushions, the skill is going to be easier to perform because the cushions aren't in my way. So anyway, if that helps you, don't be afraid to use them, and then you get more confident, you take a cushion away, you're having trouble, bring it back. And I eventually would love to make more YouTube videos about other tumbling skills that I've sort of taught myself. For example, a front tuck, front handspring, I'm working on my back tuck, things like that. Just giving little tips about what's helped me really not have the access to a gym. So anyways, let me know what you think of this video and have a great day!